Will Social Security, Retirement, Disability, SSDI, Survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, and no income individuals be eligible for UBI if or when it is actually implemented? Good question. Let's actually talk through this. But hey everybody, welcome. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can continue to keep you updated each and every day as I am here working on your behalf to keep you updated and do whatever I possibly can each and every day to help you out through this incredibly confusing time. Thank you. This is an amazing community with so many great people here, and we truly appreciate each and every one of you. So thank you once again. Let's get into this. So just the other day, I released a video talking about this new bill that is going to be introduced implementing UBI, otherwise known as Universal Basic Income on a national level. Well, as I discussed in that video, there's actually multiple different UBI programs going on around the country right now. Like literally about 30 different programs going on right now all around the country that have already implemented UBI, Universal Basic Income. However, as I said in my video the other day, there's this representative who's going to be introducing this new bill to bring it forward on a national level. So yeah, let's talk through this. Well, as a result of that video, I did get quite a few comments down below asking, hey, this sounds great. This would replace monthly stimulus checks. Would we be included as people receiving Social Security, SSDI, SSI, VA, low income, no income? Would we all be included? So these are actually really, really good questions, which I want to explain to you in this video. But first off, let me briefly explain what UBI is, just in case you're not aware. So UBI is the acronym, but it stands for Universal Basic Income. So essentially what this is, it's basically the exact same concept as monthly stimulus checks. They do differ a little bit, but essentially it's the same concept. Basically taking an allotment of money and sending it out to people who are qualified within the parameters, whatever they identify. Basically, no strings attached, month over month for a specified period of time, or in some instances, indefinitely. So it could possibly go on forever. That is a case that could actually happen. So basically whatever the parameters are for the eligibility, they'd basically just say, okay, if you're within the parameters, we'd be sending you a no strings attached payment every single month for, blank number of years, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it happens to be. So it's a pretty cool concept for people who actually need some extra money right now. So let me talk you through and answer this question for you, and then we can talk a little bit further about how these UBI payments would actually be better than many other proposals that are out there right now. So the question is, if UBI happens, when UBI happens is really what we should be asking or saying, because realistically, I've been saying this for probably about a year now, that UBI is coming. It's absolutely coming. We will be getting UBI at some point. In fact, we're already seeing it for on the child tax credit. That's basically UBI. They're sending out monthly checks for a specified period of time. But we can talk about that later in a different video. So the simple question is, will you guys be included? Social Security, Retirement, Disability, SSDI, Survivors, SSI, VA, RRB, low income, no income? The simple answer would be yes. In most cases, yes. Of course, the parameters are whatever they would identify. But if they're going to be implementing UBI on a national level, it's basically just going to be like a big umbrella. Basically, they're just going to say it's going to be really, really simple. It's probably going to be based simply on income. So essentially what they'll do is they'll basically say, if you have an income under, whatever, X, whatever that happens to be, maybe it's $20,000 or $25,000, whatever they happen to identify it as. They basically just say, if your income is under this threshold, whatever that may be, then yes, you would be eligible for the monthly UBI payments, no strings attached. You do not need to spend the money on anything in particular. It is for you to spend on wherever you see fit. Kind of just like the stimulus check. Basically, they just give you money and say, here, do whatever you need to do with this money to, kind of live your life and just however you see fit with this money. That's essentially the exact same thing with these UBI payments. So Yes, in general, if you're somebody receiving any of these federal benefits like I've talked about, Social Security, you know the list, I've been going through it, then yeah, you'd most likely be eligible unless for some weird reason they would write right into the bill and say, everybody is included except for these groups. It's not going to happen. There's just no way that they would include that in there. There's no way that would say that in there. So, yeah, essentially, yep, pretty much, you'd be included. So here's the thing. UBI versus monthly stimulus checks. Which is better, right? Well, I think most people would probably lean toward monthly stimulus checks. We know what they are. We know what they look like. We know what they smell like. We know what they taste like. They all sound pretty good. But which one is actually better? Honestly, in my opinion, I would actually lean toward UBI. Here's why. Monthly stimulus checks would be likely a higher payment amount. It would probably be $1,000, $1,200, maybe $1,400, $1,500. We don't know what it would be, but it would likely be a pretty nice, healthy amount of money on a monthly basis. However, they would likely only last for a handful of months, three months, maybe 6 months, 9 months. I doubt a year, but maybe even a year. The difference with UBI, these payments would likely be smaller, maybe $500, maybe $700, maybe $800 a month. They'd be smaller, but guess how long they would extend? Probably 2 years, 5 years, maybe 8 years. They would extend a very long period of time. So at the end of the day, even though the payments would be lower, at the end of the period of time, whatever that happens to be, you'd be much, much further ahead at getting UBI on a monthly basis versus getting monthly stimulus checks. Get what I mean? So whatever concept that they actually implement going forward would be incredibly helpful for low-income people. Realistically, whatever it happens to be, even if it only lasts for 3 or 6 months, it would certainly help out a ton of people right now. Millions upon millions of people right now. It would certainly help those people out. But in my honest opinion, before they start working on all this stuff, because realistically it's going to take a while to get this all hammered out and kind of done, they need to issue a fourth stimulus check like right away, right? Issue that fourth stimulus check, get people some cash right away, get it into their pockets. Hopefully these, everybody can kind of pay down some bills or get the necessities, whatever they need to do with it. And then at the same time, they can continue working on this UBI/monthly stimulus check concept. But yes, this is actually a real thing. And I know on my last video that I had out just the other day, I saw a few comments down there saying, yeah, this is never going to happen. It's, whatever. Here's the thing. I said this a year ago. I said we will be seeing UBI. I guarantee it. I'm going to throw some money down on this. I would not be surprised one bit, and I would be almost more surprised if we don't see UBI. Well, surprisingly, here we are in 2021, and yes, we're already seeing UBI in the form of the child tax credit payments. This is in July. We're going to be getting these monthly checks for nearly 40 million families going forward. Every single month, these families are going to be getting a monthly check. Yeah, UBI. It's exactly what it is. And now, in this next stimulus package, the American Families Plan, they want to extend it out indefinitely, forever. What is the definition? Yes, UBI. I know it's a tax credit. I get it. I understand what tax credits are. I know what the child tax credit is. It's an advance on a child tax credit. I get it. I understand all of that. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, it's still UBI. It is still an allotment of money that's being sent out on a regular monthly basis indefinitely. That's exactly what UBI is. So hopefully that all makes sense. But yes, I would not be surprised one bit. In fact, I'm kind of waiting for all of this to come forward because all the signs have been pointing toward UBI for a very long time now. In fact, like I said, about a year ago, I called this. I said, in sometime in 2021, we're going to see UBI happen. And we're seeing it for the child tax credit. So anyway, very interesting how all this stuff is playing out. But yeah, it's just a matter of time till all this comes into fruition and, stimulus check number 4 actually hits the table, all this stuff. But it all takes time, which in many instances, a lot of us don't really have time, right? We don't really have the time to wait for Congress to move forward and start enacting a lot of these policies and different programs that so many people need right now. But the simple answer is, for those of you who have been asking, yes, in general terms, you would most likely 100% be eligible and available to receive UBI if you're receiving any of these federal benefits like Social Security, SSDI, survivors, retirement, disability, what else did I miss? VA. Yes, in most cases, you would be eligible for it. So hope that helps you out. As we get further information, of course, I'll come back and I'll let you know. But there's a lot cooking right now. There's a lot on the table. There's a lot of things going on right now. And my job is to be here for you as your daily advocate, to keep you updated with everything going on, to help you out through this incredibly confusing time. So thank you again, everybody. I truly appreciate each and every one of you. If you haven't done so, please make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video so I can be here for you each and every day. And go back and check out any of my other nearly 1,200 videos right here for you to enjoy. And of course, share the videos with your friends, family, and social media so we can continue to reach and help more people. Thanks again. You're amazing. And I'll catch you in the next video.